Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be doing our weekly recap for December 3rd through the 7th, 2018. We're going to try and get through this very quickly, go over the main highlights of the week, stuff that was shared over on Facebook, the four main indexes, the emerging markets, oil, silver, gold, bonds, dollar, and then wrap it up there. I'm not going to be covering a whole lot of individual stocks, because I want to try and keep these videos around 10 minutes and just cover the main highlights of the week. So anyways, if you are brand new to the channel, hit that thumbs up button below. Leave a comment, whether it's about this video, a question in general. I always like to read all your guys' comments and I respond to them all. And of course, if you are brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button below and let's go ahead and get into it. So before taking a look at this week's losses, let's remember that last week, all the main indexes there gained nearly 5%. So just remember that 5% last week. The Russell 2000 was the weak one last week, going up only 3%. So that was kind of a warning sign there as far as what may be to come. And Saturday, we had some great news, supposedly, that the trade war had been put on hold for the next 90 days. During the week, President Trump was tweeting. President of China was coming out saying that what had happened on the weekend was not exactly all in detail and written out. So there was a bit of a sell-off there on Tuesday as these announcements and tweets came out. If you guys, I'm sure you guys remember Tuesday. So I did make my videos going M1 Finance and Merrill Edge. My wife's portfolio was at 4.10% in November. My portfolio was down some 19% in November over on Merrill Edge. Her portfolio is actually doing much better than mine year to date. I have lost quite a bit, going up to highs of 25% for 2018 before now retreating back into the negative for the second time this year, down some 3% in my Merrill Edge portfolio. After hours on Sunday, we're looking very positive here. I posted a screenshot here of stock futures on Sunday. So Monday was expected to be very green. I was saying, could we see a 4% lead by the end of the year? So by the end of December, could we see the market sort of recover back up into the positive? So we shall see how the slope kind of plays out. We still have an additional 1, 2, 3 weeks of December plus 1 day there. So almost, basically 4 weeks. But see here, we have an article coming out how China may reduce and remove tariffs on American cars. I've started to post a whole lot more on Instagram. If you aren't following me over on Instagram, head over to Instagram or click on the description below and follow me at Financial Investor 101. I try and post a couple times over there. If you have any information, you can always reach me, or here on Facebook. I'm everywhere as far as being able to just leave a comment somewhere and I'd respond to you. Activision Blizzard, one of the stocks I've been watching here. I believe it was going to hit right around that $45, $46 point, and that's where I believe they would kind of begin to bottom out and recover. That's one of the stocks I owned in the past. Great company. I like all their games. I think they do a really good job in comparison to a lot of the other companies out there. I made my article here, 5 stocks going ex-dividend next week, December 10th to the 14th. Our winners here, ADP, T-Row, were the main ones going up and growing dividends for the past 30 to 43 years. So a whole lot of dividend growth there. Stock market plunged nearly 800 points on Tuesday, continued to fall into the after hours. I was watching the futures on Tuesday night and Wednesday, and right towards the end of Tuesday, stock futures began to go positive, and I believe I posted a video or a little snapshot of it. So here in this video, we covered the stock market pullback that took place on Tuesday as far as the inverted curve, the Trump tweets, and then also discussed stock futures. They were looking really positive. So we saw that they sold off their they kind of came off their lows on Thursday. So while we did end up flat for the day here, they had basically sold off. This was after hours on Tuesday. It sold off huge in the after hours. Now on Thursday, we saw that it did sell off even further, but if you had bottomed out here and you bought on Thursday, you would have been, in a nice position. You still probably would have been negative for the week, but it's kind of interesting. Article here, Marlboro and Altria putting some $2 billion in some company over in Canada. I forgot the name off the top of my head. They bought like a 45% stake. Interesting. Little article here. This is from CNN talking about some of the stock sectors over the 3-month change. Communication, consumer, non-durable, healthcare, utilities are up 2%. I know I've been adding, I added 2 more utilities. I added maybe 2 more healthcare. I've added another 2 stocks this week. I can't think of the ticker symbols right now. I know I added Lowe's into my portfolio, and I've added a couple other ones there. So I'm up to 27 stocks within my wife's Roth IRA. I'm going to leave it there. I have exactly balanced exactly how I want now going into 2019. And all I'm going to be doing is setting up a plan where I'm just going to be adding $135 and some change to just max it out for that $6,000 Roth IRA. Now, this week's changes as far as the indexes go, we sold off 4.71%. This is 4.6%, but we don't include last Friday gain of 0.82. So we actually sold off right around 4.71%. Dow Jones down 4.6%. This does not show me here. Going into the negative now, 1.34%. The NASDAQ sold off 5% this week. This shows 4.93. Again, we don't include Friday's 0.79 gain. So all here within the week, we sold off 5.05%. And the Russell 2000, all these ones last week, they gained nearly 5%. So all we did was breathe out. We gave some of it back. We're still positive in the NASDAQ. We're still positive in the Dow Jones. And I believe slightly positive there in the S&P 500 in comparison to where we were at last week with our starting point of last Monday. The Russell 2000 losing the most. They're 5.71%. Very suspicious. I had a comment here as to why it's suspicious. And the S&P, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, they hold a lot of bigger large cap companies, whereas the Russell 2000 holds a lot of the small mid cap stocks, so it's more national. So S&P, Dow Jones, they hold Apple. Apple is not just a national company where they do a lot of their businesses, their service and products within the United States. They're international. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, they're international. Russell 2000. Some of the companies within the Russell 2000 are Flowers, 1-800-Flowers, a few other little ones in here. But if you look at their market cap, they're much smaller as far as location goes. Flowers, they have some 55 locations across the United States. I know we have one right down the street from where I work at, and they're smaller. So when you're looking at the nation as a whole, how our economy is looking at, the Russell 2000 is a good indicator of how our economy is kind of handling, because if our companies here that are here within the nation are beginning to fall in their revenue, that is a weak sign as far as how our economy and our smaller and mid-cap companies are doing here. Emerging markets, they're selling off 3.06%. So this shows, again, 2.10%. And then my portfolio, I did go down 2.14%. That's including all my portfolios from the M1 Finance, M1 Finance, the Merrill Edge, my Thrift Savings Plan, my Roth 401k, and I think I have another portfolio in there as well. But my IRA has been destroying me over the past 2 months. I did actually post. Oh, here's a little picture here. So here's my on Merrill Edge. I was positive. I started off positive. I rolled over my 401k into an IRA. I did go down here during the dip back in February, March, April, May. I bought into Apple at this point. I rode Apple all the way up, near 25% up for the year. And now I finally came back into the negative for the second time this year, down 3.72% in my current Merrill Edge portfolio. So Apple, it was an amazing portfolio this year. I did actually sell off a little bit of it. I made a video, my Merrill Edge recap video of me selling off at $213. I did buy it back at $207. So I made a little bit of extra cash there on the side, but I just, I'm holding it. I'm not in any hurry to sell it off. It's just one of those interesting companies that nothing fundamentally changed with them besides some of their sales are a little bit off now kind of going in. It's not that time right now. Nobody wants to buy a new phone because they're waiting for 5G. I still have an iPhone 6. Eventually, when they come out within the next year or two with the 5G, that'll help out Apple by quite a bit. But no biggie for now. I'm still making my $45 in dividends or something like that every couple months. So buy and hold, buy and hold. Weekly changes for December 3rd through the 7th. We've already kind of covered this. I shared this over on Facebook. I get a lot of activity between Instagram and on Facebook when I actually kind of share these. So this one, 38 and 5, and this one has 52 and 27. So pictures, and even if it's shared over from Instagram, I think it does a lot better. So I'm going to start posting these over on Instagram. I'm going to start trying to share them on my discussions on YouTube. And let's go ahead and continue. I don't want to spend too much time. We're already at 10 minutes. So again, we already covered the mid indexes, the emerging markets. Now, as far as the week goes, here is our FinViz. If you guys haven't checked out FinViz, great website for kind of, if you head over to FinViz, click on the right hand side, you're going to see the S&P 500 over here. So click on here, click on the week. You can see all the week's move here. Amazon, where'd Apple go? Apple's somewhere in the services, right over here somewhere. So I know Apple sold off by quite a bit. Don't know why I can't find it. Oh, there it is right there. So consumer goods. I thought they would have been elsewhere. So Apple sold off some 6.16%. Google down 4.18%. Microsoft finally getting slammed. A lot of people were saying, oh boy, this one's not getting hammered right now. And they were continuing to buy into this one. I know a lot of investors over the dividend investors groups over on Facebook and such were buying this one at highs. I don't know why you would buy a company when they're trading at high. I know you like the company. They do a lot of great stuff, but don't buy at 52-week highs. If all the other companies are bleeding out and yours is still running up, there's a good chance it could, come back down. Just like Apple. I found that out. But it wasn't one of those companies I wanted to sell off anyways. Berkshire also took a hit this week, selling off nearly 6%. Here in the green, check out utilities, guys. Look at these utilities. Look at these REITs. I've been loading up my portfolio. I now hold 4 REITs. I now hold 2 utilities. And I've been loading up on what else? I've been loading up on healthcare as well. Healthcare did sell off a little bit. I believe they were down in this area over here. Cigarettes also not amazing, not too bad. Phillips Morris there and Altria down a little bit there. AbbVie also sold off there a little bit. I know somebody was mentioning that over on the group. So just some interesting stuff. Netflix down 8.18%. So this is a great website. If you're just looking for a quick snapshot of either the week or the day, and you want to come over here during an active day, it actually moves and kind of fluctuates. It's very nice to watch. Twitter there being positive at 4.89%. I know Jake, he holds that his company there. Stock futures are actually looking positive. Let's go ahead and refresh this. So yeah, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow Jones currently looking semi-flat positive here going into next week. Check this on Sunday night if you guys are interested. Head over to CNN or just type in your Google, CNN after hours. You're going to get this little page. Look at this, after hour change for Apple. That's not Apple. Boy, I am completely off with my ticker symbols. Okay, some of the most active stocks here at the after hours. OLED, interesting. Don't really recognize that one. Apple continuing to sell off here, down at nearly $168.37. Comcast staying flat. Microsoft staying flat. Cisco down slightly, not too big. So not a whole lot of big movement, and I don't see a whole lot of big names here. So not a lot of movement. Advanced Auto Parts. I don't know if that's one we've covered recently. I think I covered GCP or something like that. That was had some sort of auto parts. Financials this week down some 5.69%, probably a little bit less just because this is including last Friday, so maybe around 6% and some change. Monday started off strong, huge sell-off there on Tuesday, selling off 4.35%, and just continue to sell off Thursday and Friday as well. Home builders down 3.52%, year to date down now 22.59%. The energy sector here, I always like to kind of check these out if you guys are interested. I know oil prices have begun to kind of come back. I was able to go out there and get my tank refilled, very inexpensive this week for near $2.50, $2.75, somewhere in that range. I know I pay less than $3 now a gallon. So here, if you guys want to pause it, read over that. I'm not going to go into that too much. I know oil, 5-day change, bouncing off those lows, up 3.54% here on Monday, gaining 5%. Friday also gaining 5%, 1.46%. Russia and OPEC came out doing some sort of a deal that they're no longer going to be pushing out as much oil. I think that may be actually here. So oil prices dropped on Friday as OPEC discussed a potentially exemption from cutting output for Iran as a producer club. Okay, I thought that was something about Russia. I know I read something elsewhere about Russia and OPEC coming to some sort of agreement that they would cut supply. So maybe here that was after hours that they would be cutting some supply. So dollar, it was $97 last week. I remember that. It was 97. So dollar is actually getting weaker. So it sold off from last week's video of $97 and some change to now $96.71. So dollar weakening, yield curve getting flat, inverted, trade war A lot of sell off, a lot of bleed off here and there, oil excessive. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. It's really hard to keep track of it all. If you guys have anything else as far as, to add some of the information, let me know. Look at this, silver up 3.8%. I know a couple other investors in these chats have been saying, "Oh, I'm buying silver now below $14. It's going to be some $30 in the next 5 years." I don't know if it'd ever be near what, $35, $40. Let's take a look at the 5 year here. It could come back up to $20, but I don't see this company or this silver trust here going up to 30 or 40. So this is a good buying opportunity, I think. I don't like holding silver paper. I have silver little ounces here as far as, 1 ounce Troy, 31.1 grams pure silver. But I carry physical silver and gold, but I don't carry paper silver or gold. So I know a lot of people are hedging themselves here with these. So gold up 2.21%. Bonds here up this week 0.54%. And this doesn't show me that 2 year, so it's kind of interesting. I would like to see their 2 year. Here you can see in the blue line is today and 3 months ago. So the yield curve. Interesting. So last week I believe we were at 2.97. We are now down to 2.85. So a bit of a sell-off. Sell-off. That is all I wanted to cover in today's video. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. I'm not trying to make these too long. I see we are at 16 minutes. So if there's anything you guys would like to add, let me know in the comment section below. If there's anything I missed, I want to make these videos a lot faster as far as putting out the information, but I also want to cover some of the highlights of the week, which is what I try and share over on Facebook. So anyways, if you did like the video, hit that thumbs up button below. If you have a comment you'd like to leave about this video, a suggestion, a question in general about any sort of, stock or platform, let me know. I always like to respond, read them all. And if you are brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button below, and let's go ahead. Wait, we already covered that. Don't even, fumble. Anyways, take care, you guys. Quick disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor, tax professional of any sorts. I am just a financial investor. This is not investment advice. This is just me as a financial investor myself trying to help others make their money work for them. But that is it. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.